Coming up, we have your June 2021 Las Vegas real estate market update. Hey everyone, I'm Steve with the Thomas Group and Love Local Real Estate, your local Las Vegas and Henderson realtors, here today to bring you your June 2021 Las Vegas real estate market update from the very picturesque Royal Links Golf Course. So today, I thought I'd invite David out for a little cheeky round of golf and kill two birds with one stone. We can hit a couple of balls, we can bring to you the real estate market update, but we can also add a little bit of value for you because Royal Links, this golf course over here on the east side of town, it's pretty remarkable, isn't it, David?
It's very unique, and you would have to come out to experience it yourself. They have replicas of golf courses from England, from Scotland. It's amazing. So obviously it's more his hometown originally, so he's given me a little bit of history, which is cool. I didn't like history in school in general, but I'll take any knowledge I can get.
Yeah, and golf, we'll listen all day.
Oh yeah, I'll take golf anytime.
We just played the par 4 at Royal Birkdale, but there's loads of really interesting holes. It's designed, like as David said, from courses all over the UK. But what is actually quite interesting for you guys to know and to think about if you're actually thinking about buying a home on a public golf course, and Kristen and I just did this, so I'm not sharing this to frighten you by any means, but this golf course is actually for sale. Mm-hmm. And what they're pitching it as essentially is a residential community. So if you're buying a home in a golf course community, then do know that if it's public, it could be sold. And they could develop on that community, but certainly do your due diligence ahead of time. Like I said, we just bought on one in a public community, and I'm not worried that anything's going to happen anytime soon, but it's certainly definitely interesting for you to know. And if you're a big golf fan, Las Vegas is probably one of the best places ever to come play golf, because I think we've got over 100 courses.
At least 100.
Yeah,
and they're all really close.
They're really close. Most of them are in pretty good condition.
Correct.
Out here, make sure you stay on the cart path, otherwise you're going to get told off by the greensman. David got his...
I got in trouble on the second hole today. Whoops.
You might be wondering why I've got this handsome gentleman standing next to me and my beautiful wife is not here. Well, if you've been tuning in and watching our channel for any period of time, you'll know that Kristen had a bun in the oven.
Yeah, congratulations.
And thank you, sir. And she gave birth to our little baby boy, Taylor. It's a Welsh name, if you guys are wondering like where that came from. I think it's like the 10,000th most popular name in the country. So that was working for me.
You made the list.
We did indeed. But I'm here today and invited David, our lender from Guild Mortgage, to join us on our market update. So thank you so much, David, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I love what you guys do, and Kristen's obviously missed, but she's turned into an amazing mother, and I have nothing but the best for you guys, and you have a beautiful baby boy.
Oh, thank you, David. Yeah, and just before we start, just touching on mothers, my respect goes out to mums all over the world.
Oh, 100%.
I have to say, guys have it so easy. Like, childbirth is no joke. And not even the childbirth, it's like afterwards as well. I mean, that's a recovery, and then you can't even recover and you've got to feed a baby every 2 hours for 24 hours a day for, I don't know, it feels like years so far.
Yeah, with no user manual. So you just got to figure it out and then tell us what to do. Right. I got two my own, so they're doing great so far.
So it's a real challenge. I can't even imagine what single parents going through are doing. So if you're a single parent out there, mums and dads, my full respect goes out to you.
Yeah, 100%, and happy early Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day to yourself.
Thank you.
It's coming around the corner, which is a cool thing to celebrate, and bringing that joy into somebody's life. Nothing is better than having a little baby boy or a little baby girl.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah, bringing that life into the world. Kristen said to me, it feels like life has just begun. Like, that's so true.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you just don't, and it's one of those, it's almost a cliche that when people say, you don't know what it's like to have a kid unless you have a kid yourself. And then now I've got a kid, I'm like, okay, now I know what that meaning is. It's just too many words to put into context.
No, it's pure joy, and then obviously you have a lot of fur babies, but it's a little different when it's your little bundle of joy. So any love that can be given out is always a good thing.
Awesome. Yeah, sure is. So we'll try and give you guys a little bit of love today in our real estate market update. I brought David in to join me today to try and give you guys some feedback, how the real estate market is working from a lender's perspective. As David's a mortgage broker or banker.
Banker, but we can also broker, so it gets confusing.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So you can do both. That's perfect.
We can do both. Yep.
Again, let's get into the numbers. All right. So first of all, let's cover single-family units. The number of units sold last month was 3,189 units, which from last year is up 87.3%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, but these numbers are a little skewed, right? Because
Right. Yeah, we had the pandemic last year.
yeah, so these numbers, don't pay too much attention to these large numbers, but I think we'll be able to summarize from what we take away here is that everything's slowing down a little bit. And we'll get into maybe, reasons why we believe that is shortly. But the median price of units sold is $385,000. And that is up 2.7% from April 2021 and up 22% from May last year itself. So
Makes sense.
up a little bit from last month, a massive amount from last year, but again, that's a little bit skewed. Number of units available for single family homes, we've got 2,031 properties on the market right now, which is an 11.2% increase from last month, but 65% less homes than we did last year. But I think the one to focus on here is the 11%. I mean, we've been really, really dying for inventory, like really, really hard, writing multiple offers. There's multiple bids in on, almost every offer. So we've come up 11%, but when you think about that, we've only got 2,000 homes. That's only, 200 odd extra homes.
Right. Yeah, it's just a little blip on the radar in reference to the data that's out there. Going up 11% is a good trend.
So from a lending perspective, have you found that more people have been wanting to buy single family homes recently, or are they getting approved for condos or townhomes? Has it changed at all?
It's a little bit of everything. You have so many different pockets of Las Vegas that are price specific. So you are seeing a decent amount of townhomes, you're seeing a decent amount of condos, which I know you're going to talk about those numbers here in a little bit. And then you're also seeing the single family residents. So if you have that demographic in Las Vegas, that's why it's a beautiful place to come and plant roots, is because you have a plethora of different choices. Steve and Kristen and their team are amazing at being able to pick and choose what specifically is going to be best for their client. Obviously, I can do the numbers and I can pencil that out really easy, but with the inventory growing, it does give you more options, and it will create where there's less bidding wars and that kind of stuff, which is a really good thing, and we definitely invite that on the lending side as well as the real estate side.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm hoping that maybe this is just a guess, that I think a lot of people may have started getting put off from entering into the housing market just because, they do hear, people like us talking about how challenging it is, how difficult. We've had now an increase of inventory, which I think is also basically I've been hearing anyway, in people's neighborhoods, they're saying, well, my neighbor just sold the house over the road. It's nowhere near as good as mine for, a crazy amount of money. And whereas they hadn't previously considered selling, they're now putting their homes on the market, but there's still, I feel, just a little less buyers. Whereas maybe we might have had 10 offers on every house, now we got 6.
Right. No, which is a good thing, and it creates a good, healthy market. You don't want 60 offers on every single house anyways, and you want a home that is going to be priced properly, where maybe it goes up $10,000 or $15,000 in that bidding war if there becomes one. It becomes reasonable, and then also makes it so it's still affordable for the consumer that's actually going out and wanting to buy that house.
Sure is. Have you got any tips on, what was that thing that we did with the appraisal?
Yeah, so there's a lot of people, thank goodness, that have a decent amount of equity. Not everybody has equity in an existing property that they're going to sell to buy a new home, or maybe they've saved a decent amount, that if you're going to put down maybe 10 to 20%, and let's say the appraisal comes in just a little short, maybe it comes in 5 or 10 or 15,000 short, just because of the market and the way that it's going, it's really easy for us to tweak the math. Math that I give all the clients is every $10,000 is only $50 a month in a monthly payment. So if we have something to play with in wiggle room, and we set the expectation in advance to make sure that the person that's buying the house isn't surprised if we have to play with the math on the fly. So we had one where the appraisal came in about 15,000 short. They were going to put down 15 to 20% down anyways, which again, I know is not always the same opportunity for everybody. But in this case, they just scaled back the down payment a little bit. The payment adjusted by about $50 to $75 a month. They didn't have to come out of pocket any extra money. So that's what Steve was talking about, is there's ways that we can, as the lender, can educate and make sure that we're still in a good spot where you don't feel like you're coming out of money or out of pocket over and above and feeling like you're being robbed, because you're not, because the market is still going up, we want to make sure that we put you in a good loan and a good situation. And if we can tweak the numbers in your favor, that's what we're going to look at all day long.
Yeah, amazing. Great tips, David. And can you share as well a bridge loan?
Bridge loan.
That you've been doing? Because I feel like a lot of our clients, you may be watching now from another state. A lot of our clients are moving from out of state. They're doing exactly what you said. They have a property to sell, but selling a house and buying one at the same time, it's got a lot of moving parts and it can be very difficult. So what's that solution that you guys have?
So if somebody has a decent amount of equity, say they bought in 2009, for example, and the appreciation's gone up in whatever market they happen to be in, let's use Vegas just as an example, and say they only owe $300,000 and it might be worth $500,000 now, or it might be worth $600,000. If there's a good chunk of equity available, there's a way for us to make it so that Steve, when you put an offer in on a property, and his team put an offer on a property for you, that we don't have to use the word contingent. Contingent is literally like a dirty word. It's a curse word. So if we can avoid that, you can make it work with open communication, but it makes it a lot more difficult. So if we can take that word out of play, we can tap into the equity in that home that you're going to eventually sell anyways, use a portion of it, not all of it, a portion. We use that for the down payment on the new house, and we close them simultaneous. So the bridge loan is a temporary Band-Aid, and again, we go over the math ad nauseum to make sure that you truly understand what the pitfalls are. Nothing ever is free in life, and we'll always lead with that because we want to make sure those expectations are always set properly, and that way there's no bad surprises. So when we pencil it out, you can see exactly where the benefit is to pull the money out, not go contingent, put it down on the new house, sell your house at the exact same time. We had one we recently closed that they ended up selling their house cash for like 40 grand over what they had it listed, which is crazy. I know it's not always going to be the same way there, but they only had the bridge loan for 3 weeks. So there was actually no payment even made on the bridge loan.
Wow.
Which is huge. And the other part of the bridge loan, it's a 6-month window. So you don't feel like you have to have a fire sale. You don't have to have that emergency sale. You can take a legit bid after bid and get it to the right number and make it make sense and follow Steve and his team's advice and being able to maximize that equity. But you're only going to use that equity to buy that new house. You get the new house, you move into the new house, sell your other one, and then you bank the other equity when it's sold. So it's a really cool tool for people that fit that demographic.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that this could really benefit. So we'll put all David's info on the screen for you. So if you need a good lender in Las Vegas, make sure you reach out to David and his team, and they will do a phenomenal job for you. So thanks for that feedback, David. Very interesting and good advice. So let's take a look at the condos and townhomes. We had 911 condos and townhomes sold last month, which was actually 11% less than April 2021 last month, and up 144% from May 2020. But again, don't pay too much attention to that. We had 982 listings come on the market, which was 0.4% increase from last month and 35% from the year last year. So just a couple extra properties come on the market there for condos and townhomes. And in terms of units availability, we've got 529 active condos or townhomes on the market, which is 1.9% more, should I say, than it was last month, and 70% less than we do have last year. And the crazy one for me out of all of this is the months of inventory, because we just got 0.6 months of inventory. So
that's crazy.
Although we are adding, a few homes here and there, we're still really hurting for inventory. But we do feel that the worst has passed. Last month and earlier this year, it was really crazy.
Yeah, we saw it on my side as well.
Just pulling up to properties and there's 25 cars outside and big line of people waiting to get in. It's not like that anymore. It may have calmed down a little bit, so I'm sincerely hoping it has done. You can take advantage of that and make sure you put your best foot forward. We hope you enjoyed our Las Vegas real estate market update. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments. For those of you that are, still thinking about moving into town, we'd love to help you also. Please visit our website, thethomasgrouplv.com. You can find all of our information on there. And again, please, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, we'd love it when you do so. Hope you're all well. Thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.